right, what it is, peeps. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone. Presented by Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix. Margarita Mix available online at boudreauxmix.com or at great retailers like Calandro's, Calvin's, Alexander's, Mid-City Craft Wine and Brew, and Canada's. Albertsons. But, by the way, hat. Thank you. Boudreaux's is not available at Albertsons, but it should be. So if you work at Albertsons or know someone who does, they should carry Boudreaux's, as should every place that sells groceries. Because if you don't, what's wrong with you? All right. Let's get to it. Hope y'all having a good morning. Coach O's show last night. Talking about a couple things we'll get to. Hat. Is Daddy wearing the hat? Is Daddy wearing the hat? Daddy wearing the hat?
Yep.
Okay, yep, Daddy's wearing the hat. Let's say good morning to some people. We'll start talking about some football, okay? Football. Right, Drew? Football. Robert's already winning. You'll be happy to know. Beep, beep, beep. Travis McGraw, good morning. Look forward to seeing you at 10 o'clock. Craig Schilling, good morning. Look forward to see you Saturday. Tom Brouillard, good morning. Stephen Bro, Dax Jeter, Leroy Blanchard, Kerry Hughes. What's up, everybody? Val, Joshua, good to see everybody. Everett, good morning. Stephen Johnson, Marcus Lee. What's up, man? Chuck Sanchez, good morning. Mark Bayard, what's up, Mark? Mark, if I'm not mistaken, is the Tampa viewer here. Mark, go tell your retailers there in Tampa they need to carry Boudreaux's. Mark Carter, good morning. Mark McCarter, excuse me. Let's see. Drew, Carrie, let's start this off. Drew, take that camera from your dad. Beep, beep, beep. Where you going, dog? Robert. Go see if Robert's winning another puzzle, like the big nerd. Answering puzzles before there's letters even up on the board. But he won a lot of money. I ain't mad at the guy. Pat Sajak was, I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Trivia, you got me wrong, dog. Good morning, Matt. Any drinks yet? You got me wrong, Trivia. James Reed, good morning, Matt. The only drink I've had so far is coffee, dog. Let's see. Kirk Taylor, what's up, Dax Jeter? Did Drew just say Robert? Yes, Awa is Robert. Awa. Because his R's are more like wah. And if there's like he puts like the A sound before a lot of things. Anyway. John Boudreaux, what's up? Mike Sylvester, Chris Boudreaux, good to see everybody here. Carl the Cat, good morning. Bobby Muse, Nathan Carmouche. Hope everybody's doing well. Did the brain team score? Trivia, they lost 18-6 a few nights ago. I don't know that they played yesterday, but the last time they played, they lost 18-6. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and hit the share button, so hopefully you all will as well. Hit that share button. That helps me tremendously, as I've talked about before. It's how we continue to grow this audience, and it's been a lot of fun to watch it grow. We're on episode 177. I have not missed a day, so 177 consecutive days we've done Morning Scone. So thanks to everybody who's helped make this, I guess, whatever this is. But it's all, y'all continue to come here every day. So many, many, many thanks. Okay, so last night, Coach O show, a couple of things he said that were interesting. I guess the newsy item would be like he expects Christian Fulton to play, although he missed practice a couple days ago and then was back at practice yesterday, but in a no-contact jersey, but they expect him to play. The newsy thing was that, actually there it is right there. Cole said, what do you think about new guys in the return game? Everyone's kind of let down and disappointed with Giles so far. So, yes, and I'm cool with that. I thought Giles' biggest contribution to this point had been in the return game. Had a 22-yard return against Miami, some pretty good vision, but at the same time, I do understand it. And Clyde's been returning kicks, and I'm cool with that. It's just about getting the opportunity in the kickoff game where just so few kicks are going to be returned now, just the way it's set up, where you can fair catch and take it at the 25. And most kick, they moved it up 5 yards, so everybody's kicking through the end zone. But it's more, I'd say, the punt return game. And O said they might look at Justin Jefferson back there, which I'm cool with. The odd thing is, like, He's looking for big plays in that phase that they haven't gotten yet. And obviously, DJ Chark gave you that potential last year, but with Chark and honestly with Tre'Davious White before him, it was a little bit of a it was always a little bit of a hold your breath moment when they're trying to catch the ball. So more than anything, I want someone that's just going to be sure they catch the ball every time. And if that's Giles' contribution and he'll never put it on the ground, then I'm good with that in punt return. You'd love to have someone more dynamic that can make a guy miss and scoot. Robert. Me. Yeah. Moo. Nom. Like, nope, don't you do that. Like I tell you, oh, here it goes. Don't you do that. Okay. No, don't you touch that screen. Okay. We'll see you later. Anyway. So I've said this from literally the day he signed with LSU. I know that they put Clyde on the kickoff return last year. For me, he would be better served returning punts. Of course, he's got straight line and he's got track star speed, but nobody's really been able to see that yet, just because he's playing running back. I mean, until you break in the open field, you don't really get to see that. But Clyde has sprinter speed, like track star speed. But his best attribute otherwise is the ability to make you miss. And on a punt return, I mean, you've got to make that first guy miss. I think Clyde would be better served as a punt returner than a kickoff returner. I'd love to see him on both and all, but I'd rather see him returning punts than kickoffs. So if they're going to try someone new, I'd kind of like to see him try Clyde back there. I'd say Derek Dillon, because Dillon showed you, bro, he gets going, man. That guy for Auburn had the angle on him at a 71-yarder, and he completely misjudged Dillon's speed. But I just don't know that Dillon can catch the ball. I don't know he can catch the ball. So I wouldn't put him back there. I mean, I was thinking Dante Jackson. When Dante Jackson fumbled against Florida in 2016, remember LSU's dominating the game. Florida hits that 90-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter. I mean, LSU been just throttling Florida, and then one play, boop, touchdown. Ensuing kickoff, Dante Jackson fumbles the kickoff. He never returned another kickoff after that. Didn't trust him to hold on the ball. So I'd say the same thing about Dillon with punts. I don't trust him to catch it. So anyway, I'll be curious to see what they do, and if you're going to try it, against Tech. Trivia, Irish coffee. It was not an Irish coffee, although I do have some Jameson back there. But it was not an Irish coffee. But if I were going to do an Irish coffee, you better believe I'd use Irish whiskey, Jameson, and I'd put it in my coffee. But this was not an Irish coffee, trivia. Trust, this was not an Irish coffee. This was just a straight old, regular old coffee. Anyway, turn that so you can see the label. My Jameson Irish whiskey. How about that? There you go. Let's see. Joshua Johnson, good morning. Let's see, get some of y'all's comments. Mark said screen pass seems hard to complete. Didn't the Saints work with them? Some of that worked. Yeah, they did. LSU's coaches worked with the Saints coaches this offseason. I think they've done a good number of that, the screens and the timing routes as well. Just think of all the passes within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's not necessarily just a traditional screen as you'd think of it, like a jailbreak where you let everybody rush through and you dump it to the back who just sort of settles in the middle of the field. The first play of the season, I don't know why some people in the huddle or in AFR are fighting me on this. Like the first play of the season that passed to Fournette in the flat, I mean, that's technically a screen, if you whatever you want to call it, an X, Y, or Z, a release screen, whatever. I mean, teams have different names for it, but I mean, raise up and throw right there. I mean, it's what it is. Anyway, so yeah, they've done a lot. But the one everyone's going to forget or remember is Giles dropping the screen, after Auburn's touchdown the other day on the first play when they just dumped it to him right there as he was releasing out of the backfield. But other than that, I think they've done a good job with it. Trey Dykes, what's up, dude? Kenny, Joey Painage, Matt Brownell, Zach Minton, Frank, good morning. Let's see. Carrie says, is the feeling of nervousness a letdown against Tech legit? Are they as good as some have said? So Skip Holtz has done a really good job with that program. And they've gotten some transfers from major schools. They got a receiver in from Oklahoma. They got a cornerback from Homa that Amik Robertson. Mike D talked about him a ton last year, if you remember. And it was one of those things where he'd been committed to Tech, didn't have big offers, and late teams got in on him, but he honored his commitment to Tech and went there. And Coach O talked about him last night. Ogeron talked about him last night. Said it's one of those guys who wishes that he had, and I bet he does now, especially with the numbers they have at corner. But Tech's a good team, but this is not a game that LSU should at any point be in jeopardy of losing. And I think, the nervousness of a letdown, I mean, even if you slodge your way through the first quarter or so, at some point your talent and your depth takes over, and it will on Saturday. So I don't worry so much about it. My hope is that the Troy loss last year keeps LSU straight. Dax, hey Matt, that morning when you beat me up for being a delusional optimist, has your opinion changed on the overall outlook for the team? Dax, you have to forgive me, man. As you can tell, I've done 177 straight shows, and I read hundreds of comments every day, so I don't remember that specifically. I'm not saying I didn't. I don't remember what your pick was. As for the overall outlook of the team, sure. I mean, I didn't think they'd beat Auburn. I mean, I thought there were 3 games that they were not going to win. Auburn, Georgia, Bama. I thought those 3, so I thought their ceiling was 9-3. I thought they'd go 7-5. I thought they'd lose those 3 and then split Miami, Florida, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. And there's 2 games in the conference that they would absolutely win. That's Ole Miss and Arkansas, which, as you see now, are terrible. And I still think they'd beat State at home, and I picked them to beat Bama. I bet Miami. So, I mean, if all else holds the way that I picked it, they go 8-4. I think they've got a great shot to beat Florida. So if they win that game and then lose Georgia, Bama, A&M, that's 9-3. Then yeah, I mean I think that's doable. I think it's very doable. I do think the 11-1 playoff predictions. I think that's way premature. I mean, we forget, if Cole Tracy misses that kick, LSU's 2-1 right now, and the whole conversation is very different. But he made it, so good for him. And LSU rallied, and that's awesome. They were still down 11 in the fourth quarter and rallied. If Auburn had any semblance of a grounded-out game that they could run clock, they'd have won that game. So my point is, don't take anything away from LSU. They made the plays to win it. But the door had to be opened because, Auburn couldn't close, couldn't finish. So, anyway, point is, it's so exciting that they are where they are, but I think you also got to realize LSU still has a long way to go and still has a brutal schedule ahead. So, overall outlook, I mean, I picked them 7-5. I think the worst they could do now is 8-4. But I think 9-3 is really, really doable, very, very likely, because I think they can win at Florida. I don't know how they beat Georgia and Bama. Those 2 teams just look like they're on different levels right now from everybody else. But maybe it's one of those things where, maybe it's LSU. Maybe they beat Tech, Ole Miss, Florida. They're 6-0, and it's undefeated Georgia, undefeated LSU in Tiger Stadium, and you get this, mammoth atmosphere, and it's just an avalanche. It's like that 0-3 game again. And it just becomes the greatest, the new greatest day game in Tiger Stadium history. And it's, the team plays outside of its brain, and it's just their day, and maybe they beat Georgia. I mean, are all those things possible? Absolutely, man. That's the fun part of watching it unfold. All right, let's see. Scott D'Antonio, sup? Funny thing, man. My sister-in-law, Lauren, says to Drew, she goes, sup, and so he says, sup. That's their little thing. Sup. Derek Dillon, he was pretty good punt returner in high school. I know high school, but he was flashy. I don't care, bro. Catch the ball. Getting back to some of these comments. Yeah, there's comments about Dillon. Tech is no joke. Been to a bowl game the last 5 years. They're a good group of 5 program. There's no doubt. Tech is a good group of 5 team. LSU fans need to stop leaving home games at halftime. That ain't fan support. Mark, I will never, I've said this so many times, I will never, ever, 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 ever criticize a fan for what they elect to do with their disposable income and with their free time. If you want to show up late and leave early, I'm not going to criticize you because I don't buy tickets. If you want to buy tickets and use them as toilet paper, I don't care what you do. If you want to no-show at all, if you want to leave, I would never want someone to tell me what to do with my disposable income or my spare time, so I will never criticize a fan who decides to leave early or whatever. Now, the reality is, the reason Tiger Stadium is no longer a vaunted place to play is because of what you just said. Like LSU last year with their comeback against Auburn, there were probably 20,000 people in the stands when they finished that. It was embarrassing. But I'm not mad at the people that left. I'm not going to tell them what to do. If I didn't want to sit there and watch that, watch LSU get blown out in the first half by Auburn and bolt because it's 100 degrees in the stadium and I don't want to sit in traffic for 3 hours going home. I mean, I get it. Are fans spoiled? Yeah. So, do what you want, man. Kirk, let down this weekend. Something about this game makes me uneasy. Big win, coming in to play a lesser quality opponent. We've seen this movie before. Yeah, but I'll go back to last year, man, with Troy. I think that was this program's collective wake-up call. I mean, it's so many of these guys were on that team, and Ogeron and the staff can point to him and be like, this is what happens when you don't come to play. And there's just so many examples. Look at BYU beating Wisconsin last week. I mean, there's just so many examples that a coach can point to and say, look at Southeastern a couple of weeks ago. You beat Miami, you come home against Southeastern, and you're in a dogfight in the first half. Your quarterback got knocked around. Catherine, nothing wrong with a little Irish coffee in the morning. Amen. Actually, but though, seriously, I don't think I've ever had an Irish coffee. Isn't that weird? For someone who likes whiskey as much as I do, I've never really thought, hey, let me put whiskey in my coffee. Yeah. Let's see. Get you some bulletproof coffee. See, I don't even know what that is. Kane Rouye. Look at that name. Kane Rouye. R-O-U-Y-E-A. What's up, dude? Yancey, good morning. Michael Richards, good morning. Let's see. I heard a kaboom. Sound like he fell. Cole said, any word where McGee is percentage-wise? Will he be back for Ole Miss? I don't know, man. That looked nasty. And then the better question, though, is when he comes back, does Deculus have right tackle on lock? Will McGee be moved to another spot? I think McGee becomes sort of your sixth lineman that could play inside or out, and if anybody goes down, he goes in. That's what I think happens, because McGee's played both tackle and guard. How soon will we see Curry get touches? Early. I think LSU gets a couple scores on the board in the first quarter. I think they I'm not saying they bench the starters, but I think that's when you start to see a rotation. I think you'll see Curry in the first half. Anyone who can have a winning record at Tech is doing an amazing job. I don't know, man. I remember when Skip Holtz got that job and I had a long conversation with someone who was sort of advising him whether or not he should take that job. And I've always believed, because LSU is the only Power 5 in this state, and per capita, there's more D1 talent in Louisiana than, I don't know if I need to look at the numbers, but it's top 5 every year per capita, D1 talent in Louisiana. I've always said, man, if you're Tech, ULL, ULM, I guess to an extent Tulane, but they're a private school, so it's a little bit different. I've always said, man, if you're those schools, if you go recruit Louisiana and just go to any high school field in Louisiana and look at the best players on the field and get the best players that aren't being recruited by LSU, get those guys, you're going to win. I mean, just the guy we just talked about, Amik Robertson from Thibodeau. I mean, there's guys like that all over high school football in Louisiana. I mean, you go get a roster full of those guys, you'll do well. There's a kid for Tech named Matthew E. Darga. He played defensive end at Catholic. Probably wasn't big enough, fast enough, strong enough, whatever, to go SEC, to go, major Power 5. Went to Tech, really good defensive end. You're going to see him this weekend and playing in Tiger Stadium. You know what I mean? It's like there's tons of those guys around high school football in the state. Dak said 10-2. Maybe right, man. We'll see. I still think I got a long way to go, but see. It's much more of a possibility now after they beat Auburn. Matt, in your opinion, how is Dennis Johnson hire working out so far? He was somewhat of a risk due to inexperience. I think that's one of those things that you'll probably tell in time because he inherited Rashard Lawrence and Braden Fajoko. So you got 2 stars right there already. And remember, Ogeron's working with the outside linebackers. So, the Chasson, Anthony, Thorne. Ogeron's working with those guys, so Johnson's just working with the interior guys. I think it's one of those things that remains to be seen because, the structure was sort of put into place already with Pete Jenkins, and you had great talent there already. So let's see how they continue to develop. Let's see if in the next cycle of defensive linemen, if this cycle of Tyler Shelvin, Ed Alexander, Neil Farrell, Justin Thomas, and then all the freshmen that just signed is let's see if that crop emerges in the next 3 seasons. And you're talking about having NFL talent. I think it's probably too early to tell right now. Hey, Josh Keithley, what's up, cuz? Good to see you, dude. Stephen Miller, good morning. Look at that. I got a big flame, a big fireball from Josh Keithley. Let's see. That's my Arkansas family, by the way. Yes, I have Arkansas family. Let's see. Catherine said Bama looks good. Not impressed with Georgia yet. Robert? Okay. Catherine. South Carolina played them tough. It was 14-0 in a blink. What are you talking about? Well, Catherine, come on now. Dude, Georgia's a juggernaut, bro. Hey, bud. Oh, you ready for Robert? All right, we ready? We got some lady on there right now. It's an old episode. We don't want that. All right, let's find Robert. Okay, bud. You want cats or do you want Robert? Hey, do you want the cats or do you want Robert? Drew. Hey, Drew, do you want Robert? You want the cats? If I put on the cats and in 2 minutes you come tell me you want Robert. All right, I'll put on the cats for you. Who likes? All right, there you go. You're going to come in here in 2 minutes and tell me you want Robert, aren't you? All right. Sorry, Dax. Your boy picked the cats. He wanted cats, not Robert. He's had enough of Robert, I guess. All right. How about a little product placement for Jameson today? By the way, Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Appreciate them sponsoring this show every single day. Catherine, I don't know what game you were watching. Doggone. I mean, Georgia beat the hell out of South Carolina. And they are super athletic and awesome and dominant and, I mean, poof. Jimmy Vadrine, what's up? So, who is that? Was that talking about the night games? Stacks. Georgia's, book it. I mean, Georgia's going to be 2:30 and Bama's going to be the 7 o'clock CBS game. The 7 o'clock CBS window, by the way, CBS has to determine before the season what primetime window they want. So they have to pick which weekend they want the day-night doubleheader. So they pick the weekend of the LSU-Bama game. Now, that's not to say that for sure LSU-Bama is going to be the game, but you look at the schedule that day and you realize, okay, it's going to be that game. They'll announce closer to it, but they already had to earmark that weekend as the day-night doubleheader weekend. So we know that the LSU-Bama game is going to be a night game. And Georgia's, I mean, why wouldn't CBS take that? Provided everything continues progressing the way we all assume it will. Troy Fuselier, Jason Meeks, good morning, Steven. Absolutely no way this staff lets another Troy situation happen. Prediction for Saturday. Yeah, David said 45-10. I think that's probably right. I think I'd probably pick something like 38-13, something like that. I haven't looked at a spread. It's probably like 30. It would be my guess. The spread's probably around 30 points. But that's probably about right. 38-10, 38-13. Something like that. Oh my God. Dax, you're wearing me out. They beat Auburn and the refs. Do you realize, Dad's car. Part of me just wants to ignore, comments like that. Do you realize on the game-winning drive, you got 2 pass interference penalties that gave you 30 yards of field position on the game-winning drive to kick a game-winning field goal? 2 30-yard penalties. Hell, man, got to be. I don't understand fans that bitch about the refs. What are you talking about? There was nothing egregious in that game. And when you're losing football games, that's when you start looking for penalties on every play. Dude, that's the drive. God, the drive. Batshit crazy. Hey, bud. What are you doing? Are you playing? Is that like your drums? Is that your drums? Beep, beep, beep. The wheels on the bus go. Beep, beep, beep. Very good. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. He gone. Okay, he gone. Well, no, he's looking. He's back. Hi. What are we doing? Beep, beep, beep. The wheels on. Dax, you lucky he came in here, bro. I was about to tear into you, man. Beep, beep, beep. All through the town. Okay. Are we just going to keep doing beep, beep, beep on that stadium case? Beep, beep, beep. The wheels on the Drew go. Mom's car. Mama's car. You can ride in Mama's car tomorrow. Okay. There he goes. Y'all should have seen him run away. I should have had the camera on him there. That was funny. Now you go to his bedroom. All right. All right, Dax. By the way, enough with the crap of the refs and all. I had to beat the refs. And, you got 2 15-yard penalties that gave you 30 yards in field position. Greedy Williams tugging on a guy's jersey doesn't get called for pass interference. The had to beat the refs thing is the stupidest shit that I hear all the time. He doesn't know I'm cursing, by the way. From I get so sick of that. You honestly think refs go to games thinking, I'm going to screw this team today? It's the stupidest thing I hear all the time from fans. It's the most insane thing. The wheels on the bus go beep, 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 beep. What you doing? God, annoys me, man. What about the fumble on the second possession from Auburn? Auburn recovered it. Go watch it. It's clear as day. Auburn recovered the fumble. I'm in a bad mood, man. Phil Robertson greater than Bradshaw? Stephen Miller, Phil Robertson. Oh, is that the is Phil one of the Duck Dynasty guys? I never watched Duck Dynasty. We had one of the Willie on there. Or am I missing somebody with Phil Robertson that I should know? Ready for DFT, Dwayne from Thibodeau. That'd be fun. What up, Seth? Bet. That's gonna be fun tomorrow. Techie up 17 points to Southern. Hopefully our offense can impose their will. True. Megan, good morning. Craig Savoy. Let's see. When I lived in Austin, Texas, while Charlie Strong was head coach at UT, there were talks about bringing Houston and Tech to the Big 12 for recruiting. Conference championship game, better resume for playoffs. I don't think Tech would ever be realistic for the Big 12, as long as Big 12 remained Power 5. I don't know that the Big 12 could add anybody. Like, remember they went through that whole process last year, vetting possible additions, an expansion, and they decided not to expand. For I think Tulane was one they considered too. I think for the obvious reasons, they're like, if you bring a team into your conference, essentially now you're dividing the pot. Like, you bring two teams in, you're dividing the pot two more ways. So that team has to bring enough value to where the pot grows big enough to where everybody's share is bigger, and they're not just making everyone get a smaller share. So if you have, $12 and each team gets $1, and you add two teams in, and they don't increase the value by at least $2 to where everybody still gets their share, then there's no point in bringing them in. That 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! Now, why do you fuss? We count to 10. You ask me to clap. I clap, and then you fuss. Hey. 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 Okay.
Bye.
Bye. No, don't you touch that screen. He thinks that's the funniest. You should see his screen. No, don't you touch that screen. God, he put me in a bad mood talking about the refs, man. Don't you touch that screen. Don't you touch that screen. Don't you touch that screen. No, don't you do it. Don't you do it. See what you're doing, though, buddy, when you hit that screen. I want you to turn it off. All these people are trying to watch. Mommy what? Mommy. Mommy had to go to work. Mommy had to go to work. I see you over there.
Yep.
Wow. I see you over there.
Daddy.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
You melt my heart when you say Daddy.
Mama.
Mama's car? Mama's car. You on Mama's car tomorrow. Okay. All right. Where'd you get the mini BCS? Oh, that? That was that 03. I don't know if I have an 07 one. That was 03. I don't know, man. They were selling all that stuff after they won the championship in 03, man. And I have another. Quack. Oh, this is. Can y'all see that up here? I don't know if you can see that. This is. It's like a Mike the Tiger with both the trophies. Seen that? No, you can't have that, buddy. I know you. You'll spike that and break it into a million pieces. But by the way, I hated LSU. Oh man. Trey says I love morning scone. Appreciate it, man. I don't know why y'all watch this, man, but I appreciate y'all for watching. Matt just got on wondering about the Jameson bottle. It was a rough night. No, Kyle. So, Trivia Carter, who watches this, has started for whatever reason making jokes about me drinking all the time, which is not true. And he's like, Matt, hit the bottle yet? I was like, no, just coffee. Only thing I've had to drink. He's like, was it an Irish coffee? I said, no, it wasn't. But if it was, I'd put Jameson in it. So I got the bottle of Jameson out from over there. Anyway, so I was just giving Jameson some product placement right there. Shout out to my guy Lawrence Steele with Republic, who they distribute Jameson. Anyway, that's why the Jameson bottle was right there. Let's see. You need to seek Robert for an AFR appearance. I would not have Robert on AFR because I never talked about this on AFR before. But I would have him on this. Like, I go find him on Facebook and like do a double screen with him on here. I could do that. Russ was right yesterday. He's still not sold on LSU. Russ is a trip, man. Will Lou Holtz be in Tiger Stadium and watch his son lose? I don't know. It's a good question. Probably not. The spread for the Tech game is 20. Okay. So, what did I say? Something like 38-13. Maybe 38-17-ish. That sounds about right. On this day in 2003, beat Georgia? Really? That was... Well, hold on. Got a ticket stub right here. September 20th, no doubt. What about that? I think I've shown you all that before, huh? Got all my ticket stubs from that spot. Take a look at that. Show you all that. My ticket stubs from that year. So I had this made after that season. So I got every ticket stub. ULM, Arizona, Western Illinois, is that right? Yeah. Georgia, Mississippi State. Look at their crappy ticket. Oh my God. Florida, ugh. South Carolina. God, they beat a lot of South Carolina. Auburn, Louisiana Tech. Hey, they played Tech a year. Oh, that was the no. I don't remember that game at all. Bama. They beat the dog crap out of Bama and Tiger Stadium. Look at the old like Toonsis logo on that one. Ole Miss, that was the Eli falling down game. Arkansas. SC championship game, national championship game. It was a fun year. Went to every one of them. Went to every one of them, y'all. Shoe. Fun way to go out. Fun way to go out indeed. It is 8:10. Glad you told me about that, Craig. Maybe I'll do something on the show today. 2003. Maybe we'll do a time machine or something like that on the show today. Go back 15 years. Oh my God. 15 years. Holy crap. Do y'all have that happen where it's like, okay, so I'm at that point in my life where moments like that are happening. Like that 03 Georgia game. Remembered so well, like everything from being outside, you know, waiting to go in the student gate. Remember the game. Remember the screen pass to Tyson Browning. He took 92 yards. I mean, I just remember like DJ Shockley when he went in. The pass to Skylar Green was right in front of me. I mean, it was sitting right there in the first row of that end zone. It was right in front of me. That's 15 years. 15 years. Like a kid that was born that day is a sophomore in high school right now. Ugh. 15 years. Bro, where does it go, man? I'm just getting to the comments from whenever Dax was talking about the refs. Dax says they were makeup calls. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Devin White. By the way, it was not on Devin White. Jacob Hester clarified this. One of the players, it was Divinity, went to midfield and did a shotgun, like pumped a shotgun, and that's why they threw the flag. That's number one. Number two, the catch fumble that wasn't reviewed. I already told you, Dax, go back and watch the footage. Auburn recovered the ball. It was a clear recovery. It was Auburn's football. Get out of here, man. Egregious. Yeah, it would have been egregious had they overturned it because the Auburn kid stands up with the football and walks off the field with it. Dude, LSU fan, like you make your own narrative. It's like going back to 06 with the early Doucette interference. Like the part of that conversation that LSU fans have ignored for 12 years now is the fact that the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, making the contact not a penalty. Like that's the part of that whole play that no LSU fan ever wants to talk about 2006. Yes, the guy hit early Doucette before the ball got there. They picked up the flag because the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, meaning any contact at that point is legal. Out of here, man. I'm so sick of the refs. Shut up. I'm so sick of that, man. I get so sick of like the scapegoating. It's like every loser fan just wants to blame. That's your immediate go-to. Blame the refs. Just blame the refs for what the refs hate us. They screwed us. We got 30 yards and penalties on the last drive. Greedy Williams yanking on dudes, not getting a flag. Oh, it's a makeup call. Makeup. You want Clarabelle? Okay, let's go look at Clarabelle's clubhouse musical. Put me in a bad mood, man. Dude, that's put me in a bad mood, bro. It's in here. Clarabelle's in here, dude. Put me in a bad mood, bro. It's just like, check yourself, man. Like, you ever, like, do you notice Auburn fans today are saying the same stupid thing? Auburn fans are saying the same stupid thing. Oh, we had to play the refs too. The refs screwed us. Refs gave them the game. Like, you can't both be right. God, dog. Take a shot. Sound like Taylor, or I sound like Condon. And then Catherine says, take a shot. I will not take a shot. I'm about to go to the hospital, man. My little nephew was born last night. Dominic Joseph Moscona, born at 11/18, 8 pounds, 5 ounces. Natural birth. Wow. Sister-in-law, trooper, man. Whew. Anyway. But I'm fired up. Get to go meet my little nephew here in a little bit. John, what game do you and T-Bob do pregame at Tracy's house? So we're looking at the Arkansas game. Like I legit think that's going to happen. The thing at Cole Tracy's dad's bar. If you didn't hear that interview on Tuesday, go back and listen to it on the podcast. If you haven't seen Cole Tracy's dad's bar, go to LSU's Twitter account and like the Tracy's, posted their video watching the game winning kick. Incredible, but Gordy's dead serious about sending us. And he was looking at the Arkansas game. My one fear about the Arkansas game, though, is that could end up as like the 11:30 or the 11 o'clock kickoff. And if that ends up, and they're in California, so if that we start pregame 5 hours prior to kickoff, so it's 11 a.m. That's a 6 a.m. start time Central, which means it would be a 4 a.m. start time Pacific for pregame. So like we'd be going, Mr. Tracy, we're here. It's like we'd start at 4 a.m., which means like we'd have to be there, an hour early to get everything set up. Like 3 o'clock knocking on that man's door. So that's the one question about that game. But we're gonna see, man. Eric, thanks to whoever mentioned the refs. Now we have to hear Matt rant early in the morning. Oh, God. Anyway. That exchange between cursing about the refs and Drew banging on the stadium. Beep, beep, beep. Would be great material for a mashup. Hey, get Craig Schilling. Craig, you have a job now. The mashup of me ranting about the refs and then Drew doing the beep. Like this, trying to stop myself to say beep, beep, beep and be happy about it. Anyway. Mocked Skylar Green. What do you think about O saying Cushenberry's been most consistent? Cole Kublik said essentially the same thing on my show on Monday. Go listen. That was a good interview too. Go back and listen to that. Also, I posted a Gridiron Now column about it. Should be on my timeline if you want to go read it. Has Missouri brought work to the SEC? Of course they did. Of course, the SEC wouldn't have added them, Ryan, if they didn't. And the reason is because they expanded the television footprint, right? So the SEC was launching the SEC network. Daddy. So they were launching the SEC network, and so they got them St. Louis and Kansas City. Nope, don't you do that. It got them into a television market where they weren't already. So that's why. Hey, what you doing? Hey, all right, you made my screen dark. Hey, scram, skedaddle. So the reason Missouri was appealing was because the SEC did not already have a footprint in those markets. Like people say, add Clemson. Well, no, don't add Clemson because it doesn't add to your television footprint value because you're already in South Carolina with the University of South Carolina. Same with Florida State. Florida State does nothing for you. Like if the SEC ever expanded, they would look at Oklahoma or Virginia, or Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Duke, a school like that. Some in a state where the league in the contiguous SEC, so it's like it's still touching, it's bordered by other SEC states, and they're not presently in those states. Like that's where you would look. Like if they ever did expand, that's where they would expand. Craig, if Arkansas beats us this year, I'll drink a whole bottle of Maker's Mark with diet soda. I don't blame you. Just chug the whole thing. All right, let's see. Robert greater than Cats is something we could all agree on. That's true. That's true. Dax will agree on that. Did I miss Russ Mitchell? Yeah, Steven. Russ was yesterday. Go listen to the podcast. It was good. Eddie Martini, what's up, man? Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well, man. Keep Josh in line. Does your Tiger Stadium on your desk owned over 92,000? Laugh out loud. Owned? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does your Tiger Stadium on your desk owed over 92,000? Maybe it's supposed to be hold over 92,000. That replica is before they even did the West Upper. That's the old West Upper. It's when they added the East Upper in 2000, but before they redid the West. That's an old replica, man. That's probably. Let's see, they added the new West Upper in 2005. So, when did I get that? Did I get that 2001, 2002? Probably when I got that. 2002. So I've had that a long time too. Let's see. It's a mix of sports and sitcom. I guess that makes sense, man. It kind of is. Morning Scone goes well with my bullet coffee. Y'all are crazy, man. Holtz has lost his mind. Good morning. Let's see. Why I watch. I can't listen to the afternoon and Drew disrupting is funny. Well, I can respect it, man. Whatever reason y'all do. By the way, go buy Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. Go buy their stuff. God, we're coming up on an hour, y'all. This is crazy. Ooh-hoo. Uh-huh. Hey, crazy. What are you doing over there? My bottle of Jameson. Why are you hanging out behind the curtains? What are you doing? Sitting on the ground behind the curtains. Hey, dude. What's going on back there? Hey. Hey.
Mall.
What? Mall? Mimi might take you to the mall if you ask her very nicely. He likes to go stroll around the mall. And ride the elevator. What do you do at the mall? You ride the elevator. Good job, dude. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about? You want to play the guitar? You want to play the guitar? Mall. Ask Mimi. Go ask. Okay. And Mimi's going to take you to abilities later. What are you doing? Okay. So Drew's hanging out. And he's back. Outside? Did you close yourself in? Huh? A what? Hey, do you want to wrap this up? You want to wrap this up and say bye to everybody? Do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Buy some Boudreaux's margarita mix.
Dad's show.
And it is Dad's show. He's sort of say Dad's show. This is Dad's show. All right, y'all. Have a great day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.